Okay, hello. Um, so I decided to make a video about me painting some old Japanese figures I got of Yuru Camp. And yeah, I got them back in like 2024. I didn't paint the other two until just yesterday. But yeah, I painted first Nadeshiko, and after that I painted Rin, but I never finished the other two, Aoi and Shiaki. I never finished those. And so this is just a video of me finishing that up, setting up like the little camp setups. These figures are honestly a 10 out of 10 for me. I think they're incredibly fun to paint. They look amazing when they're finished, and you get to pose them and put them in a little spot, a little camping setup. And I think that's really awesome. And camping, honestly, camping is so awesome. That's why I really like Yuru Camp. It's such an awesome show that just shows off, like, you know, experiencing camping to an extent in Japan. And it's incredibly comfy. It's a really cozy show, and honestly, it just speaks a lot to me because I haven't been camping very much. A few times I have been some of the best memories in my life. Had the benefit of getting to experience a lot of camping experiences with more like just one really good camping experience with some old friends. And it was for several days though. Very fun. Got to go to different little restaurants, stores in the area down in was it Cloudcroft, New Mexico. Pretty great place. And I just love the forest. The forest is so amazing. And you can camp anywhere. You can camp in the desert too. I'm pretty far away from any decent camping sites where I live, so it's not really such an easy trek to just go out and camp. Like, the nearest desert part of where I live is like next to a big old highway. A bunch of cars passing around. Like, you couldn't really even enjoy the night sky. You'd have to travel pretty far. I guess it's not that bad, but I've never really tried it before. Maybe one day, but certainly camping in the desert would be a really different experience for me. I've only ever camped in the forest before, and I love the forest. One day I really want to move there. Really want to move to the forest one day. Just camp out more often than not. If possible, have a tiny little cabin. Definitely some kind of travel van. A house in a van. Box truck. That'd be awesome. But yeah, this is I don't know what took me so long to actually paint these figures. I guess just because, the act of painting them, it's like a lot of work. It's like I really don't want to mess up. It'd be hard to scrape off all the acrylic paint once it's on, but I'm really happy with the end product, and now they're complete. I'm going to show them off a bit. I did misplace some of the older figures, like camping gear, because they all come with like a bit of camping gear for each of the main characters from Yuru Camp, and I misplaced some of them. So the only new pieces you see are from the two current boxes I had unfinished, but They come with a lot of stuff, a lot of chopping firewood, a lot of chopped firewood, a lot of cups, bowls, plates, big old food containers that look really well. They look really awesome when you actually complete them. And it's just like a mini camping set. It's so cozy. It's a little cozy camping figure set for wherever you want in your room. And they're very nice. 10 out of 10, I really gotta say. And some of the other things I definitely wanted to just discuss are just how different the world is for camping. I mean, we all want to be closer to nature, I'd imagine. I know there's some people out there who don't like bugs. There's some people out there who don't like animals. They're afraid of some animals, getting attacked by animals. I mean, you should always be wary of animals, but at the end of the day, even in society and in suburban areas, your security and your safety, for the most part, is still 100% up to you. If you want to be safe or feel safe, it's obviously easier to feel that way in the city, but it's not as if you can't be attacked by a wild person. That certainly happens to a lot of people all the time. So, just make sure to carry something or learn some self-defense art that makes you feel safe no matter where you go. Though, obviously, jiu-jitsu might not work against a big old grizzly bear, but that's why you bring some firepower to match their strength. But anyway, it's I would definitely recommend everybody just try to get closer to nature, go on more camping trips. It's all in an attempt to get closer to nature so that we can all become more aware of the fact that our local governments are trying to strip away every natural landscape and further resources that are nearby for fucking AI data centers. Here in El Paso, we're even dealing with that too. A lot of people are coming together to really protest against these AI data centers, but I do believe, I don't think we're headed anywhere negative or scary. More people are waking up to the fact that the real people that have the power in the world are the community, are the people, not just the small 1% of billionaires and politicians that like to think they rule the world. And so for sure, I definitely think, it's the more you get out there, the more you see how beautiful it is, and naturally, the more you're going to want to protect it. But, it's not just, I used to think that it wouldn't happen here. It's like, what are they going to do with an AI data center in the middle of the desert? But that's kind of where they start off at first, is they get these tiny, small, rural areas. I mean, El Paso's not so much rural, but there's still so much wide open space for this city to grow that they're going to go ahead and use that advantage to start some data centers. Not going to work in their favor, but they're certainly going to try. And it's definitely not... it's not the end of the world, but I definitely think that there's a lot of great people out there trying to get the word out, on Instagram and everything. Even when I'm on Instagram, I see a lot of different things. These
you want to know how the fucking lizards control all of the weather, literally all of the weather on us, and use it?
It's another thing. There's just so many 5G towers everywhere. Every time I wake up, I look at the sky and I see there's plenty of chemtrails, plenty of those jet fuel chemtrails in the sky, slowly polluting the earth and the ground. And then you see these these cymatic waves, these things that are created by sound. Like naturally, these cloud formations don't look like that. They look like sound waves within the clouds, because the sky is, well, the very upper sky, it's more like water. You know, the clouds are like water. They're made of water, so they move like it. And you can just tell by all these little ripples in the clouds that that's their geoengineering, their weather modification, their weather weapons, HARP. They're all using it. It's like early in the morning, early in the rising of the sun. They're already hard at work, trying to use the weather against who knows who, the people, as well as whatever enemies they want to send storms to, hurricanes. And it sounds all bad, and trust me, it sounds bad. But no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It's always a good thing to remember. No matter what kind of weapons they try to create to harm other people, it ain't gonna work. Man, it feels so weird recording in this area that I'm in. But the governments, like they almost did basically every single government ever, man. They don't care. They don't care about the world. They don't care about the ecosystems we have. They just care about making more money, more profit. Definitely think, just take a look around. Just take a look around your local area, wherever you live. See what kind of places you can truly enjoy nature. And then, take it a little step further. If you hear anything or see anything from any government websites, most people don't browse those websites, but that's where they usually keep all their information, where they're like, yep, we're about to bulldoze your favorite park, your favorite fucking national park for more resources. And a lot of times you don't even know what's going to happen until it's too late. So it's pretty good to just, stay aware of your area. See whatever your local buffoon politicians are signing off on, because they're in people's pockets. They're in whoever's higher than them's pockets. They'll sign whatever they need to. They'll act to whatever they need to. And it's crazy because you see a lot of videos about people. You see a lot of videos about people talking to their local congressmen and their congresswomen and politicians, and the fucking the audacity of these people to think that they work for anybody other than the people, the community. Like let me see if I can find this. I might not be able to find it, but a video of this person who, when he was asked who does he work for, he replies, the U.S. president. The U.S. president is who he works for, even though he was these politicians, even the U.S. president works for the people. He's elected by the people. He's given power by the people. Like, who do these people really think they are, man? They really think that they work for some higher ups? Not anymore, and never was, but obviously for a while they might have been getting pretty drunk with power, but things are changing. Things are really changing.
Listen to this documentary I just found. Mr. Rothschild, how you doing, sir? We're suing the federal government because there's protection.
So they're getting sued. And if you didn't know, this is one of the rarest ecosystems on Earth. Like, how is this even? Let me introduce you to my hometown of Brownsville.
I don't even know if Instagram is so good at finding information about these kinds of things. Center for Biodiv and Uriel Cinema, both Instagram accounts working together, talking about a place called Brownsville and how SpaceX was basically trying to ruin one of the rarest ecosystems in the area. Like, it's not even just, it's like minor government corporations too, like NASA, SpaceX, like they're all just full of shit just so they can try and do whatever they want. They just want to launch rockets in space, even though they never been to space, and killing the environment at the same time. This video is really cool too. I'll put up some audio. I'll try and get the video into this video, but let's hear it for now.
I'm part of the last generation that will ever see the Rio Grande this way. Because in just a few short months,
The Rio Grande.
a 70-mile-long, 30-foot-tall steel barrier will be constructed in front of it, permanently altering the landscape, fracturing the Chihuahuan Desert. Countless animals live there and depend on this water source. It's one of the most reliable water sources in the region. And once that wall is built, with gaps of just 4 inches in it, any mid to large mammal will never be able to fit through that. That water source is permanently cut off from them.
They're even trying to mess with the Rio Grande. The Rio Grande, where there's hidden evidence of cities and more Egyptian artifacts. Yep. They're going to put a wall there because they're like, you can't be there, but we can. That's why we're going to investigate it, strip it of everything we need, kill the ecosystem while we do it, and leave it at that. It's pretty intense, but not so bad. That was another video I really enjoyed, talking about how even the places where we live, there's so much sidewalk and concrete, black tar concrete, that just soaks up all the heat of the sun, that it makes it so hot, and hotter than it normally would be in any general area, suburbs. It could be in warm climates, cold climates. Of course, it's going to be hot here in the desert all the time, but it's even hotter since you got you just got a bunch of slabs of super absorbent, heat absorbing rock heating up everything way more than it normally would. And then you got like sparse trees everywhere. Like, there's so much empty land here in El Paso that's just desert, and that's fine, because it's a desert place, and you don't exactly want to plant trees everywhere, but where trees are at, you could plant a few more, make a few parks where there's just been dirt for the past 27-8 years, probably more than that. Like, there's strips of land that they got fenced over that they have never done anything with for the past, ever since I've been alive. It's just been looking the same. It's looked the same, hasn't changed. Haven't done anything with it. Couldn't bother to plant some trees at least. Nope, they're just gonna fence it off, call it property of Isleta, whatever, and just leave it at that. Never do anything with it. And the crazy thing is there wasn't even a fence over it for several years. I guess they just didn't like that people would use it as a shortcut to get to the gas station that's literally right next to it. I mean, maybe people were littering, but it's like, since when do you give a shit? You're not doing anything with that land. It's just sitting there. And there's another plot of desert that's right next to it, that's next to a church. And I'd imagine that all belongs to the church. They probably don't have a lot of money to put a bunch of stuff, but I mean, if they have any money at all, just plant some more trees. Just plant some more trees. I can imagine. I would love to hang out there more often if there was a few more trees. Make a little park out of it. You don't even gotta put grass. Just plant some trees, put a few benches where the trees provide shade, and that's it. Great place to hang out. Like, especially since there's so many stores and restaurants nearby. Get your food, go to the church and just hang out right next to there. It's not so bad.
They took the trees, our fruit trees, and then sold us back the fruit.
Elias Herbals. This is a video by Elias Herbals on Instagram. I'll try to obviously give some credit. We're gonna listen to the audio.
They took the tree.
But I mean, the audio isn't from Elias Herbals. It's another audio track from somebody else. Let me see if I can get the name. Nope, even they don't provide the name, but it's pretty interesting stuff.
Our fruit trees, and then sold us back the fruit. They took the water next, the rivers, the rain, the springs that fed civilizations for thousands of years. They took the water, bottled it, and sold it back to us. They took the land that existed long before any human being drew lines around it, and told you that if you wanted to stand on it, you better have a payment plan. Am I the only one this drives crazy? Everything you need to survive, water, food, shelter, was already here. Nobody created it, but somehow you were born owing for it. And why does a free life sound like such a crazy idea? Why does simply existing without debt, without bills, without permission, why does that sound like a fantasy? Who the hell convinced us that this is how it's supposed to be?
I think my voice, I don't know if I'm losing my voice or something. I haven't really, the only time I ever speak is when I record these videos. And they're so far and few between, like I could go weeks in between recordings. Other than that, I don't really talk anymore. I wonder if that's making my voice change or something. I didn't mean to get off topic, because I just kind of thought it was interesting, because I feel like I sounded different back then. I was always talking and speaking out loud, talking to friends. Now I'm just pretty much in my room all the time. The only time I really speak to anybody is, if I happen to talk to somebody like a cashier, or saying hello, good morning to people on my walks to get groceries and stuff. Other than that, I don't talk so much, so it's kind of weird now hearing my voice after basically a year and a half of just not really talking. But that video, yeah, I mean, it's part of the nature. Like, I would love to just be somewhere where I could peacefully grow my own produce. I know there's a lot of people out there that have more than enough opportunity to do so. Even if I don't, I definitely recommend people just start small. Get a pot, get some seeds for tomato, or just buy a tomato. Get some fresh seeds, cut it open, eat the tomato, take the seeds, and just try to grow your own food. Something small, something you like. Potatoes are really easy, tomatoes are really easy, both very nutritious. And just try to learn how to grow your own thing slowly. You don't even have to, you don't got to rush. You don't have to rush the process. Don't listen to anybody that's trying to scare you into thinking you got to hurry. Just slowly start learning how to grow things. If you want to take it a step further after that, have a garden. Get a garden going next, and then after that, you probably start realizing you have way more produce than you could eat yourself. Share it with your neighbor, share it with somebody you like, share it with your family, friends. Take it the next step further, maybe get some chicken. If you want some extra protein, eat their eggs. If you're willing to butcher your chickens, that's also an option. Obviously, you gotta let them mate and stuff so you don't just run out of chickens, but it's definitely an option. Though I hear that ducks are much better. They produce more eggs. I think the eggs are bigger. They might be more nutritious, but I'm not sure. And the ducks or goose, I forget which one, they are pretty good at producing some eggs, and I think they grow faster and breed faster than chickens. Bunnies are another one, though bunnies aren't so much nutritious. I mean, they're good for soups and meals and hides and stuff, but I mean, I think the main reason people get them is because they breed real fast. It's a really quick, easy protein. maybe depending on what you feed them, they might even be better than most people. How they raise their bunnies. If I could afford it, I would get a whole ostrich farm. Maybe not a whole thing, but I'd start small. Really harvest those ostrich eggs, those big old freaking 5-pound, 10-pound ostrich eggs. I would love that because I love eggs. I might as well go with the biggest egg available from an animal. Let's listen to another Instagram video. This is how 30 million people could collapse the system in a single day. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this one, but
we need to come together and do one thing: stop participating. And when we do that, the game is over. When we literally say Monday morning, we're not going to go to work. Imagine if 30 million people didn't go to work Monday. Imagine if 30 million people didn't buy gas on Monday. Imagine if 30 million people went to the bank on Monday and said, I want to withdraw all my money. They can't even give it to all 30 million because only 15% of the cash is available on hand at any given time. The rest is fake zeros and ones. That would collapse the banking system in one day. You see the power in that? You have the power. We all have the power. But what's keeping us back from doing this? Fear. Oh my God, if I don't go to work, I'm going to get fired. And if they don't participate in it, and I'm the only one that doesn't show up for work, I'm going to lose out. You're not going to be able to pay my rent. I'm not going to be able to make my car payment, and so forth and so on. You see the trap they have us in? They have us in this system where we're afraid to work together.
That's why the system needs people to be distracted and divided, fighting each other. Because once people come together and realize that they can create change, then the whole system collapses.
I really hope nobody was actually filing any of their, documents this year. Just because, how could you, right? You find out the entire government, the entire system is against you, ran by PDF files. Satanists, child cannibalism. It's terrible, scary stuff. And all the people at the top, 1%ers. Obviously it's hard to say every single one of them, but the thing is that I had some audio for this before, but I'll talk about it now. That thing with Ben Schneider and all those Legos. The crazy thing that people are starting to see. But the funny thing is that every time you go to one of these videos about the Legos, is everybody's commenting, it's not just about the Legos anymore. You have to start getting the local police and the judges and whatever higher ups that are causing this whole thing, like all this corruption to be exposed through Ben Schneider and that fucking dude with the fucking comical evil mustache. I don't even remember his name. People are like, oh well, it's about more than just the Legos, and it's true. But the Legos are the least interesting part about the entire thing now, is that you're seeing how just one whole justice system in Utah is being exposed for all their corruption, almost all the way down to the roots, from Legos, from stolen Legos. From a tiny little Lego Bix and Minifig store that's just one of many Bix and Minifig stores around the entire world. And a lot of people don't really see how this is just one root system of an entire corrupt tree that the government has built. Where it's like, you don't think they don't know what's going on? You don't think that this is happening at a much larger scale? And people are like, get the FBI involved. The feds need to investigate this. The feds, the government, the highest officials of the U.S. government, the president, they've done worse shit. They've done so much worse shit than just being corrupt and stealing people's Legos. They're like the epitome of that, and you want them to come in and do something about it? Like that's the crazy part. Because a lot of people are still commenting and being like, "Oh well, they need to be investigated. This is a federal thing," and I think this is a good thing because people are gonna start realizing that we have the power. And this is something that needs to happen because they're going to be like, well, if we can't go to the higher ups, the people in charge, the air quotes, the people in charge, the people who have the authority, again, air quotes, to do something about this are just as corrupt, if not definitely more so, than the people that are even getting exposed in these videos with Ben Schneider and the Lego scandal. And it's really fun and interesting to see how people are going to start realizing that very soon, if not already. There's already tons of people that are seeing that because it just doesn't make sense. Like the feds aren't going to do anything. The FBI, CIA, they're not going to get into this because not one, they probably don't give a fuck. And two, they're just as corrupt, if not worse so. Like why would you do that? Like why would you expect them to come and save anybody? They'd rather they already fucking sell and steal children on the streets any chance they get. Like you really think they're gonna come over here and investigate a whole corrupt FBI, a whole police county in Utah over some Legos? No. And that's not to say we don't have the power to do something. That's not to say that things are just gonna stay the way they are and nothing's gonna happen. Because the more people know about these things, the more people wake up, the more possibility there is of people just not participating in the system as a whole. And eventually they're just not going to be, they're not going to have the power that they once did. That's why I'm like, I hope nobody was actually fucking not paying attention enough and too busy living under a rock to actually still be fucking filing their official IRS documents. You know, it's ridiculous. Especially because it's just straight up thievery. You know they're not using your money for anything beneficial for you, right? You know they're just starting wars, killing other people in other countries for selfish reasons. Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's people creating a narrative so that they can steal, kill from other countries, and sometimes both countries are in on it. You know, these people are probably in on it. They're like, all right, I got an issue, you got a problem. Let's see if we can find a way to solve it. And we'll just pretend that what's going on is what's going on, like there's a war, etc. And then we're both going to benefit in some way. Like it's at the root of it all. It's just people living off of scarcity. They're people that are born and raised into thinking that using fear and power is the way to get what they want. And that's how you end up with wars. It's like really like if we're already capable of just having everything we need to live fruitful lives, and yet for some reason we're starting fights in countries that are far, far away from us. Like it's really complicated, but it gets simpler the more you understand. So I really do think that people are going to start seeing more and seeing another side to this whole thing, because I mean really, like, to think the government is going to come and stop like other corrupt that's like killing off its own roots. It's like it's not going to do that. It's like the tree is the biggest corrupting body. That's what needs to be chopped down, and it's going to take some time for sure. It's not going to happen overnight. I really don't think we're going to have like some big old civil war. There might be some civil movements for sure, but I think for the most part people are going to see that war is pointless. It's not necessarily the only option we have here. There's a lot of people that are praying for some kind of civil war. A lot of people that are filled with a lot of hate and anger, and that's understandable. But of course, they want to direct it at the people who are directly causing this. You know, they're directly causing a lot of people's suffering, a lot of people's anger, distrust in the government. A lot of people blame the government, which they should, for their shitty lives. Because at the end of the day, I mean, people want to be like, well, I mean, it is up to the individual to create the life that they want. And it's possible even with all these limitations they put on people. But it's understandable to see where they're coming from, because at the very day you're born, you were sabotaged. They indoctrinate you, they put you into this system, they make you think this is the only way to do things. These are the people at the top, you have to respect them, go through them when there's ever an issue. Does not have to be that way. We're headed towards something more stronger than that, much more truthful than that, and it's gonna take some time, and I'm not sure if it's gonna end in some kind of bloodbath, but I really don't think it is. I mean, it's an interesting subject because there's a lot of, weapons of mass destruction out there. But I really don't think they're going to use those. Because at the end of the day, it's not the president that presses the button. It's not any of these people that you think would be in charge of the button. It's regular people. It's normal people with families and people that could disarm these weapons, people that could turn them off, break them, destroy them. They're the real people with the power. It's not the U.S. president. The U.S. president probably barely even knows how to wipe his own ass. So there's more power in the hands of the people than people are realizing just yet. There's a lot of people that are realizing it, but there's so much more coming, and I don't think it's anything to be afraid of. I don't doubt that some people will be caught in some casualties, but I think for the most part, considering that they had they decided to teach people from a very early age about wars, I don't think anyone really wants to participate in them. Why would anyone want to participate in war? Why does anybody have to kill anybody? Of course, there's a lot of different scenarios where self-defense comes into play, but I don't think it's necessary to just dethrone. There's plenty of examples throughout history too where there's plenty of passive ways to deal with monarchies, with corrupt systems, and they've worked. I mean, it's like if you got a king in his castle. What's that king in his castle gonna matter if he has no subjects? If he has nobody to make his food, nobody to grow his food, he doesn't know how to do it on his own. And obviously he wouldn't dare become a humble farmer and bend down on his knees and touch the ground with his own hands to grow his own food. He would be looking for somebody else to do that for him. So maybe not leaving necessarily is the option that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure people are more akin to pushing out. It's like what are you gonna do? You just push this guy out, just get him out. We don't need him. Put him on the streets. Oh, all his assets gone. You don't need those. Those are gonna be sold, scrapped. Even to people who actually need those resources. And yeah, you're welcome to work at McDonald's if you want. I don't know, at some point fast food's falling down too, like don't get me wrong, nice little Caesar's pizza, nice Baconator, I mean that's all well and good, but the food quality's been diminishing quite a bit from fast food. anybody who's really still eating there frequently, I'll say, because it's fine to have it on occasion, you know? It's like, I don't recommend feeding it to your kids. I feel like it's kind of irresponsible to go to the fast food place and buy a bunch of fast food. And I grew up on some of that stuff too, you know? Like on Fridays, my mom would come home too tired to cook any food, you know? And it's like, well, awesome, it's a Friday, the weekend's upon us, you know? Let's get some fast food. It's amazing, it's awesome, it's a great feeling. You don't always necessarily have to get fast food. I mean, you could do that at a restaurant. You can just order some food to go. It's nice and easy, but fast food in particular, you know, it's burger chains. They're just not so good for you, especially if you're eating them all the time. You know, like once every now and then is fine, but even then, considering how expensive it's getting, considering how low quality the food is, considering the portion sizes, as well as the potential for eating human meat that people are surprisingly nonchalant to for now. I mean, it's just not worth it. It's really just not worth it, especially because, you know what, if you want a burger, yeah, it kind of sucks to make food on your own when you're kind of tired, but it is so worth it because you spend less money, make more food out of it. Enough to probably last 2 days, or maybe even 3 days, depending on what you're gonna make. And you just get to enjoy the natural experience of making your own food the way you like it. You don't gotta worry about some person putting onions in your burger when you didn't ask for onions. You don't gotta worry about somebody not putting pickles when you ask for pickles. You know, it's not gonna happen because you're making your own burger. You're not just gonna go all the way to the store and then accidentally buy pickles and then accidentally put them in your burger when you didn't want them, right? So it's so much easier, so much more beneficial for you if you just think about it for a moment. And, you know, really just think of cooking as like a spiritual meditation. It's like, yeah, I'm making my own food, I'm enjoying this process, it's great. Put on your favorite podcast, put on your favorite YouTuber, listen to some music, and just make some food. And then you get to enjoy that food. It's amazing. It's one of the best feelings in the world. And don't get me wrong, like I said, like it's nice to have someone else cook for you on occasion. It's nice to have some food that's not necessarily the best for you on occasion, especially on the weekends, you know, but it's not necessary. It's not necessary. There's definitely easier ways to enjoy yourself, cheaper ways to enjoy yourself. And then you could do all that while camping, while going out on a Yuru Camp session, just going out with some friends, buying some food, get a mobile grill or some mobile cooking device, and make some food out in the middle of nature. The surprising thing is I feel like I experience more houseflies in a house than I do outside. Like, yeah, there's bugs outside, but just get over it, you know? It's like, at the end of the day, it's not like bugs themselves have ever been really disease-ridden. I feel like the main ones that are like that are obviously bottom feeders, like cockroaches. You know, they hang around filth, but it's like there's so many places where you can just hang out and make food outside where you don't have to worry about bugs constantly. It's not like they're going to swarm you, you know? There's like maybe 1 fly, 2 flies there. You got a hot grill going. They're not going anywhere near that smoke. The smoke will drive off any insects around there anyway. It's really nice. You know, you can combine those two, food, cooking for yourself, as well as hanging out outside. Maybe you don't want to spend the night outside, that's fine. Just spend the evening, watch the sun set or the sunrise, and head on home for the day. And I guess depending on where you are, you can sleep sleeping in a tent in the forest over at Cloudcroft is definitely amazing. I could not sleep. I tried staying up. I guess it was more easy to stay up just because I was so scared. I was like, oh my gosh, so there's could be animals all around me and I wouldn't even know it. There could be a bear coming this way and I wouldn't even know it. What if it does? And it was scary at first, but then the next few nights were so much easier, and it was really cool being up late at night like probably 2 or 3 in the morning, hearing the elks make their little crying sounds. It's really something else. I just wish we were more prepared for making better food. But a memory that I'll cherish, and definitely look forward to making those new memories in the future. But yep, that's my Yuru Camp audio. I definitely recommend getting these figures, and then after getting these figures, I definitely recommend using them to inspire you to go and have some camping adventures of your own with your friends or even by yourself. I would definitely be camping by my own if I had the tools and equipment, but for now, just enjoy some time in my own backyard. See you guys next time. Peace.